We're live already.
Oh, good. I made it this time. I don't see all of me. Can you see me?
Yes, we can see you. We can see you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because I just see half of me.
So let
So
me say
thank you.
hello. Yeah, let me say hello to everybody. Susan Curtis, Soraya Williams, Jenna Harmon, Sonia Sandoval, Nelani DeSora, Mariana Tiopira from New Zealand, Tia K, Shannon McMillan Thompson, been here coming around a long time. Thank you, Shannon. Donna Schultz, Fiona Carthrew, had a great show with her. Sashi Hawes, she puts out some good stuff, man. I got to give you big props, Sashi. Ruby Lara, some incredible art she puts out. Crystal Golden, Andrea Antico, we've seen you around the last few days. Thank you for your love and support and contributions. Andrea Cohen. Who did I miss? Ryan Aguilar, my homeboy from Houston, H-Town. Janine Pope Hutt, she's been around for a while. Kim Atkins, she has too. All right. Okay, so we got 33 people in the house. If these shows resonate with you, please share, as we are trying to stay above the Facebook algorithms. Welcome back, Gayatri. It's good to see
Thank
you.
you. Good to see you too. And thank you everyone for joining me today.
I love that Indian accent. There's something about it. There's something about it. So I pulled up some stuff that you sent to me, and we can take a look at that in a minute. I don't know if I can play the videos, but
I could
you
send you
obviously, huh?
the photos if you like.
I have them. I have them. I'm going to pull them up in a minute. But I was going to say to you, you evidently have a very powerful communion and connection with dragons.
Yeah, it's been very interesting because it's not just the dragons coming up every day. Just before I can even finish one, the other one comes, and I have to wait to finish one painting, and the other one I have to start as soon as that I get on with this one.
Yeah.
And recently I had a very interesting experience on Facebook. Somebody posted their Andara crystal, and I saw the post, and I sort of went by, saw whatever I had to see, and I shut my Facebook and I said I better get on with my work, or else I'm going to be sitting here for a long time. And I was almost pushed to go back to the post and see it again. And I was like, I've seen it. Why do I need to see it again? And it was like, no. You need to go back to the post, open Facebook, and see it again. So after a while, I went back and I opened the same post, not realizing that I had seen just one photo, but there was many other photos there as well. So I looked at the other ones, and the most amazing experience was when I looked at the other photos. There was one which had two dragons in it.
Yeah.
And as soon as I saw that, they they started communicating with me, and they said, "What are
Really?
you doing?" So I said, "I'm looking at you, and I can see two of you here." And they said, "Come on, get up and paint us now." So I said, don't do this to me. I have so much work. I need to get on with my work. I'm not painting you right now. And they were almost like, pushing me to do it. They wouldn't let me get up from the thing and said, "No, you've got to paint us now." So I said, "Okay, I'll
Yeah.
sketch you, but you're not pushing me around. Don't push me around like this. I will sketch you, but I'll paint it later." And so I sat there and I made the sketch in about, I think, less than 10 minutes. And then I got about my business. Later on, I painted that. I could show you the Andara crystal.
I've got some of them. Let me pull them up. But let me say this too, because you said something that was very important. And I would just explain it this way, and you give me your perspective from there. Okay, give all of us, your brothers and sisters, your perspective. You said they were coming in, and you still held your ground. You still said, hey, we're not doing anything unless I say it's okay. Everything has to feel right. So I just want to reiterate that to everybody, that we are the ones down here doing the work, not the angels or the archangels or the dragons, or, I mean, they are, but we're actually in this physical body, in this dense realm, converting it and transmuting it and transforming it. And we need to give ourselves that respect. So I really appreciate what you had to say. I've got a couple of pictures here, and I can also put the videos up too. Let me just pull this one up. Now, this is one of them.
This was the rose dragon that came through with Marita.
Yeah.
This was the green dragon connected to the heart center. So Marita and I have done the exchange of the rose Magdalene frequencies, and every time she initiated me into a rose, I could see the dragon. So this is one of the heart center dragons, the green one.
Yeah.
And the other ones, there's a violet one which had a very strong ultraviolet flame, all around it.
I have that one. Let me just pull that one up because it's really beautiful. It really is. All right, 1 second. Can you see that?
Not yet.
1 second. How's that?
It's blank.
Can't see
Yeah.
it?
No.
You see it?
Yeah. So this is the violet rose dragon.
Did it have a specific message?
Yes, they did, because it's connected to the centers. This one is more to transmute negative frequencies and bring us more into alignment, bring us to our higher self, and bring in the energies of the ultraviolet flame.
Yeah. And then this one here?
This one was the solar plexus dragon, the fire dragon, solar dragon.
Wow. That's powerful.
Very
Now,
powerful, yes. To clear the
now,
solar plexus.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so when they come, and I get the whole picture after I've painted all of it. I mean, while I'm painting it, I get the messages of how they are connected to our energy fields. And this one is the solar dragon, so specifically working with us to clear the issues that we hold with the solar plexus. So all emotional stagnation, emotional baggage, they
Well,
help us
what
clear.
what I find really cool is the letters or the light language above the third eye, and then around the face. It looks to be there's some type of light language. Is there any kind of message with that light language?
Well, the codes, as you know, light language is something that works directly on the subconscious mind. You don't need to decipher it with your mind. You can never do that. It speaks directly to the DNA. So
Yeah,
when you look at the codes, or when somebody is speaking light language, all you've got to do is just allow it to go wherever it needs to go, and it clears anything, any distortions, anything that you need to clear. It's good in one sense, very good for people who have very strong minds. I say some of my clients, I do recommend them to go to people who do light language clearings when they are not able to get what I do,
yeah,
because light language, you don't need to do anything. It bypasses the mind,
Yeah.
So you cannot interfere with what it can do for you. Whereas with the kind of work I do, sometimes I notice that people are resisting. Whereas with this, it goes where it needs to go without your mind interfering, without you even knowing what's happening, and it does the job.
I've seen a lot of your stuff. I've probably seen 25 or 30 different versions of what you do. This one here really stands out to me. Uh, the the light language doesn't even look like light language. It looks like off universe light language, and the whole image in and of itself is extremely powerful. Is there a message that comes in with this one?
This one came in recently. This is the lunar dragon.
Yeah.
This came in. I saw I saw the full moon, and I was wondering why I'm seeing the full moon, because recently we've had the new moon, and this dragon just showed up to me with this huge code in the moon, and directly connects to our emotional bodies.
Mhm.
This dragon will help us to clear all emotional issues from the past, present, and moving into the future. Anything that we may have projected into the future due to fear based programming or
Yeah.
whatever conditioning. So, this is like a three in one package to clear anything from the past, coming into the present, and flowing into the future. So, anything that needs to be compressed, we could, with his energy, we can just sort of compress all the issues and dissolve it at the same time.
Yeah.
This was very powerful. This was very powerful indeed. But that's what I wanted to speak to you about. Also, was one of the experiences I had very early, where the galactics showed me that nothing is ever lost. Every experience that we have stays where it is,
Yeah.
and we can tune into any experience at any given time, no matter when we've had it in our lifetime, from childhood to now. So anytime, any experience, if it is not resolved, if it is something that you're struggling with, you can always shift back into it.
Yeah.
How you shift back into is by simply allowing yourself to go back into that experience. The event does not
Without
change.
yeah,
Yeah.
without resisting any part of it. You going back into it. It sounds to me like what you're saying is that we can go back, well, certainly in our conscious mind, we can go back to anything in the past in this incarnation. And we can embody that moment without resistance, without, oh my God, they did this to me, or whatever the case is. And we can gain the wisdom from it, as well
Yeah.
as any parallel lives or any future memories that come into us. Is that true? Is that how you
Yes,
feel?
by feeling it, anything that you can feel, you can transmute.
Yeah. But
So,
you can't divorce yourself from any part of it. You can't say, oh, that's not me. It's all
well,
you.
that is you.
Right?
You created it. We create every experience that we need, and sometimes we miscreate because maybe, we're not at that conscious level to know what we're doing, and most of the time when we've miscreated something,
Yeah.
it stays as an issue that has not been resolved in the present, and we carry it. Every trauma that we go through, the soul gets fragmented, and a part of us stays in that experience. So I had a very interesting experience, again in 1998, where it was a dream state experience. I saw myself sitting in a garden, um, on a chair, and two figures of light. They didn't have any features, just the figures.
Yeah.
They showed up, in my dream,
Yeah.
and they were lifting me up from my chair and taking me above the table. So I was not scared, but I was a bit concerned. I asked them, where are you taking me? And they said, well, we're taking you with us and it's going to take 2 minutes. So for some odd reason, I had a very good explanation. And I said to them, your 2 minutes means 2 years on my planet and I cannot go with you because my son is small. So there's no one
Yeah.
to take care of him. He's 8 years old. He needs me. I cannot go with you. So instantly they left me. I came back on the chair and they said, okay, we'll come back when you're ready.
Yeah.
And as soon as I landed on the chair, I woke up and I was relieved because I said me going away would mean 2 years and my body would not be back. Where am I going to come back? So anyways, it was gone. And this happened again in 1998. So that time the whole I was in a mess, but that's a different story. So till 2016 nothing happened. There was other experiences, but this one was gone. And it came back to me a few times and I was, not feeling too happy about saying no to them because I said I've lost an experience and I wonder what it would be. So I thought of it a couple of times, and in 2016 is when I think I was getting ready to receive it. So they, again in dream state, they showed me this. You see that? So every experience
Explain that. Yeah.
Every experience that we have is like a standing wave in the past. But because we are tuned into the linear time, we don't see all of it. But it's all there. Every experience is like a standing wave. And anytime you need to clear anything, anytime you need to, resolve anything, all you've got to do is go back into the past standing wave, go back into that experience, allow yourself to feel all of it, and release the emotion attached to it. If there is anything which needs to be released, which is of a lower vibration, which is negative, and which is still holding you back from moving, that's how we are unable to move forward. So you go back into the past standing wave.
So specifically, why would we go back into the past? What do we gain from that?
To heal ourselves from what we are, whatever it is that is limiting us to move forward.
Yeah.
Any trauma, tune back into it, feel it, allow yourself to feel it, release the emotion, and you've released yourself from that.
Yeah.
The event will still be there, the incident will still be there. That we cannot change, but we can change how we are attaching ourselves to it.
Yeah.
And that's something we don't need. If it's of a lower vibration, if it is negative in nature, if it is something that is holding you back, then you've got to go back, feel it, and release it. Once you've done that, you can move forward. There is nothing holding you back. So there's many incidents that hold us back. And we can take each incident one by one, and we can release ourselves from it.
And I think there's something to be said. I think there's something to be said when we start doing that. It becomes faster and easier. And
we can move forward. We get stuck because we are not able to release ourselves from the emotional pain, the trauma, the suffering. The whole story stays, and we are all attached to it. So you release the attachment and you can move forward.
Yeah.
I did that a couple of times and nothing happened because I wanted to get that experience back. And then I gave up for some time. I said whenever it needs to come. I thought it would come in dream state again because it came in dream state earlier. Yeah. But this time it was very interesting. I did this a couple of times. I left it, and then later on, after about a few months, I sat back again and I said, let me try once again and see what happens. I had this experience this time now in full waking state. I thought it would come the same way. And again, when we attach ourselves to how we are going to experience something, it does not come. I was waiting for it to come in dream state, and that's when it never came back. So I think this was around last year in November. I once again got back into that experience, and I said, please come back. I'm ready to go. If you have to take me for 2 years, I don't have any liabilities now. My son is
Get me the
I
hell
can
out of
go.
here.
I said, I'm ready to go. Please come back. I need that experience.
Yeah.
So this time I was ready to go. And
Yeah.
I was sitting on my bed. I just closed my eyes and I went back into that experience and I said, I'm ready. Please come back. I mean, I was literally begging them to come back. And I started sensing, like this energy around my body. And I could feel the same vibration, what I had seen then. And I opened my eyes. I said, oh, they are here. And I was sensible enough not to put my mind into it once more. And I said, okay, I'm just going to allow it. Let me see what happens.
Yeah.
It took less than 2 minutes. Less than 2 minutes. This figure came. There was this rainbow energy all around me. And the figure came very close to me and put this wand, magenta wand, in my energy field, in my aura.
Yeah.
I could see it in my mind's eye, and I could feel the energies moving around me.
Yeah.
And it was, the same size as this. It was not any bigger than this. Is a selenite, but this was
Yeah.
a
No,
magenta
I get you. I get you. Yeah.
wand, which was like electric energy running through it. And they said, this is what we came here to give you then, and it was not going to take more than 2 minutes. I felt like such a fool.
There
So
was a question back here. I just want to hit it from your perspective. Well, I can't find it now, but basically what it was saying was that I wish that I could experience this kind of thing. And I think, the reason I want to bring this up is because, people talk about people are awake at different levels, and I don't believe all that. I think we're all at the same place. It just doesn't look that way. But the bottom line is the universe speaks to us, each one of us, individually in its own unique way, in a way we can understand. Everything we receive is first meant for us, and there is some kind of parallel with the collective. As the individual goes, so goes the collective. What would you say to people who are not seeing the things you are through the third eye and visually, who are curious, looking to expand and awaken further? Are they underestimating themselves?
in one sense, yes. And then again, it's putting your expectations on how you can perceive things, how you can sense things. Because for me, I was not clairvoyant in the starting. I was clairsentient. I could feel everything. I could sense everything. So it's not just about being clairvoyant or seeing it with your third eye. You have to allow yourself first to being comfortable with how you can perceive things. How is it that you are able to sense? So it's not just about, well, it's not that somebody is greater if you are clairvoyant or if you're
It's
clairsentient.
like having faith in yourself. And
We have
yeah,
all these psychic powers which are dormant.
yeah,
When you start your inner work, that's when it starts to
yeah.
activate.
And I
That's
think
what
that's,
I've learned.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's
So
a great part of the message too, is you can take all of that foo-foo out of it, or the woo-woo, take it out and just focus on the BS.
how it is
Focus
coming.
on, what your shadows are. Focus on, what is it that makes you uncomfortable? Why is it not someone else's fault? Why is it, or what is it? What does it mean that everything that's happening to you you have ordered this like off a menu, you know?
Yeah, very often we put the limitations on ourselves. I have resisted all the experiences that were coming to me early when it all started because I had no clue of what was happening to me. So I resisted all these experiences, and then I've had to do my internal work. I've had to get rid of my baggage. I've had to get rid of my own bullshit and come to a space where I said I'm ready to understand who I am, what am I doing here, and what is it that I'm meant to be doing. So we have all these psychic abilities. You've just got to give yourself permission and allow yourself to let it unfold the way it's happening for you. There is an organic way. You cannot force it.
Yeah.
It doesn't come with any kind of psychedelic, drugs or
It's your own
anything
way.
like that.
It's your own way.
It has to come slowly because there is a process to everything.
Yeah.
It takes a long time. You've got to have patience like you would never know how much
So,
patience you need.
so a lot of people will look at someone like you and go, "Oh my God, she's like got it all together. She's in tune. She sees dragons, and all this stuff happens." You know, what happens to you when the energies are too much, or somebody triggers you? What do you do on a personal level to balance?
Well, I make sure I do my clearings every day. I clear myself every day. I make sure I clear myself. I ground myself. Every day I make it a point to at least meditate for even if it's 10 minutes. I like to center myself all the time because what I was told was it's very important. We as human beings just focus on our physical hygiene, whereas it's very important to have your emotional hygiene, mental
Yeah,
hygiene, spiritual
yeah.
hygiene. That's when you can stay focused and centered with everything that's coming to you. There've been psychic attacks sometimes, but I've been able to clear it simply by raising your vibration. Anytime you feel low, anytime you feel you're out of sorts, know that you are operating on the lower self, from the
So
lower vibration.
maintaining and expanding your energy field
You have to constantly
versus
maintain.
versus shrinking down and saying I'm small. Oh my God, you know. Yeah. Let me ask you
Yeah.
this. Let me ask you this, because I want to ask you two things in one. All right. Uh, you have, and I remember from the last show, you've been on this path for a long, long time, but the dragons only came in recently. The dragon energy came in recently. The dragon energy has been very prominent in these circles, so to speak, for the last 2 or 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. I don't know, but it's like they're there. They're not going away. So I have two questions. One is, what is the dragon energetic message? And two, do you want to connect with the dragon energy with us, with your brother and sisters here on this broadcast?
Yes, sure. I would like to do a clearing with the dragons once we get on with what we have to say. Yes, they have been coming on really in groups now because they want to give us the message that it is important to connect with the planet, and they are the gatekeepers. They take care of. There is a dragon connected to every land, to every city, to every ley line. They
Right.
are the gatekeepers. They take care of not just the land, the people living on it.
Yeah.
And they are very much a part of our ascension process. Along with the earth,
Yeah.
they have now been coming in because we need that higher frequency that can totally blast the dark side.
Yeah.
Dragons can go to the darkest area, even where the angels don't go
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah. I know that.
And it's with them it's like they come in, you say what you want, you work with them, and they just clear everything. They just clear the way.
Yeah.
So it's time for us to move forward now. It's time for us to not just sit there and wait for things to happen and just say, okay, it's not going to take so long now. I mean,
Yeah.
I have worked for so many years
They.
on myself.
Yeah.
It took me ages to do one thing over and over again, and now
Yeah.
it's not the same. It's done.
They.
I say, and it's done.
They. To me, what I've been receiving on a personal level, and what I've seen with the work I do, is they were here at the beginning. When I say the beginning, I mean the beginning of Mother Earth. Like they laid down the basics. They laid down the basic parameters, like you said, the ley lines and so on. And now that they're reemerging, they remind me a lot of the energy of the goddess Kali, where they love you so much they're going to go into the darkest, deepest part of you and pull that out.
Yes, and it
And
takes a lot of courage to do that. Not
yeah,
everyone does that.
yeah,
It they can go to they can go they time travel, they shape shift, so they are capable of managing anything. It's like when there is a dark entity and they know that it's somebody, there is always a line that needs to be drawn, and not everyone can cross the line, but the dragons can go everywhere. They've been here
yeah,
since the time the earth was seeded, because they are very much a
yeah.
part of
They were
everything
here
that
before it
needed.
was seeded. That's what I get. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Okay. Let me ask you this. Because a lot of people come up against this. I came up against it a couple nights ago. And that is when the power and the force and the energy you're feeling in your physical presence, physical and non physical presence, in that space where nobody's around, it can get borderline scary. Okay. But really, I'm just asking your perspective. It's not right or wrong or whatever. What is that dark energy? Is that not what we need in that moment? Is that not what we ordered in that moment for us to get past another fear? Or is that something outside of us that we're not connected to?
You're absolutely right. The dark has to be there at the same time. We cannot overlook it. We cannot just say, oh, it does not exist. It's going to be very much a part of who we are. And every time we experience a dark entity, or a psychic attack, or anything which is like of a lower vibration, is instantly showing us that we are vibrating at a lower frequency.
Yeah. Well, or
Because
that we have something active in our field
we have
that
something to look into.
we're not owning up to. We're saying that's separate from me. That's
True.
not part of me.
True.
So
It's all feelings.
let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, because this is common. All right. It especially was common last year, the year before, the year before that. And that's where many of us, many people had the ability to see things that others couldn't. All right. Now, somebody comes at me and says, there's these dark energies around you. They're trying to get at you, they're trying to take away from what you're doing. Right. So, my question is that really about me, or is it about them? Is their concern or their uncomfortableness with the situation about me, or is it about them?
I would say, from how I understand it, it's neither about you nor them. It's when you are vibrating at a lower frequency, we magnetize these entities onto us, because they feed off fear.
Yeah, I'm
So
with you on that.
anytime that you are in fear, anytime that there is a lower frequency learning through you, that's how we get entity attachments, because you are a match to that frequency, and they need to feed off fear.
But
You
let me put it another way. Let me put it another way. Let's say that the archons have been moved out. The reptilian dominance has been moved out. All of that's gone. There's a lot of proof out there right now that the universal energy is supporting those who are living the truth. And it doesn't come out in the newspapers or the internet or anything like that, but things are happening for them. So what I'm saying is this. As we look at our brothers and sisters and they come to us and they say, there's something attacking you. There's something not right. Beware. Is that about them or is it about me?
It's about them.
Yeah.
I would say it's about them. Because if they can sense the dark energies, knows where they are. I mean, you can see where they are. I'm not saying that they are any lower or we hold more. It's about how much light you can hold. You can go into a dark room. The minute you switch on the light, there is no darkness.
No.
With so many people waking up now and holding that light, holding the higher frequencies, we have managed to eradicate so much of all that was, it was like a plaguing our entire planet, because now we ascend together.
But wasn't it, at the end of the day, wasn't it not anything more, anything less, if we want to put it in human terms, than that chatter in our head telling us we weren't enough? This couldn't be true. You're not connected to the dragons. You're fucking crazy. You need to be in an insane asylum. You know, I mean, I guess where I'm at, and I love what you said at the top of the show. I love what you said about when they came in and you said, whoa, this ain't on your time. It's on my time. This ain't on your space. It's on my space. So I don't give a F whoever you are. In all respect and love and honor and reverence to you, Mother Mary, Jesus, galactics, all that. But don't come in my space and try to force anything on me.
Don't push
and I really think that I really think that's where it's at, and that's what I loved about what you said. You weren't even talking about that, but I loved that what you said, and that was, hey, I'm going to do this on my terms, or you guys can leave and come back another day.
Yeah, but I've noticed that I've done that now all along. Every time something was coming towards me, I've said, hold on. I need to do it at my time. You know?
Yes, that's
and
sovereignty.
Not because you want me to do it. Let's wait.
That's right.
I need some time and let me do it at my own pace. So so the
See,
Pleiadians,
you know what I've noticed, and this goes back 7.5 years, back when I was very shadowed as a human, but I was connecting. And the one thing I noticed was that the souls, the disincarnated souls that I came across in the ethers, right, and the different non-physical entities that I came across, be they angels or not, what I noticed was they had ego. They had agenda. There was a little bit of something that doesn't make sense to me. It didn't fit, right? And so I think, and I'm grateful, because back in those days, I realized early on, I thought, you know what? It doesn't matter what the physical world's telling you. You're crazy. You need to go to jail, whatever the case is, or the non-physical. The real truth was my own discernment. The real truth was my own sovereignty. And I've said many times, a 22-foot reptilian, and it has happened, appear before you, say, I'm going to bite your head off. Well, hey, you can't kill me. I'm just coming right back. Whatever the case is, the bottom line is it's our sovereignty that what this is all about. It's our sovereignty. That's our power and our strength and our innocence and our genuineness and our courage and our love.
Yeah, it's about standing in our power and taking back our power from wherever we may have given it to any person, place, situation.
But who took it? We gave it
We
away.
gave it.
We gave it away. Right.
We gave it
gave it away. There is no them.
I think it's done without our consent. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I was going to say they are That's us. You said that in the top of the show. What did I order in front of me? What do I have appearing in front of me? Basically, that's what you said. What's appearing in front of me and why? It has nothing to do with my mother, my father, my sister, my brother, my lover, or my ex. It's nothing to do with that. It only has to do with me. That's it. That's full responsibility, sole responsibility. And, one thing I've gotten lately, I want to ask you about this. It's when you take in all the star families and the galactics and all the observation they have of us and all this stuff going on, woo woo. Bottom line is, there's something about the soul. There's something about the human, even the manipulated DNA. There's something about the human hybrid soul that has kicked ass and taken names and said, I will not die. I will expand no matter what's put before me. And to me, I feel through my transmissions that this is what we're bringing to the universal party. It's that emotion. It's that heart. It's that, hey, you know what? I don't care what you give me. I'm coming back and I'm going to expand on this, not just for myself, but for the collective. What are your thoughts on that?
That's true. We've got to let go of the stories. That's where the why me turns to try me. You've got to say, this is me. This is what I believe. This is what, not just believe, this is what I feel is true to me. So anyone else trying to project their agendas, their way of telling you who you are and what you need to do, after a point does not make sense. You eventually just have to get up and say, no, this does not feel right to me. I've got to go with what I feel. And deep down, each one of us, we know the truth.
Yeah.
We've just been suppressed and we've been, programmed not to live it. But once you take that first step and you get over the fear, then nothing can stop you. And there are no limitations, only the limitations that you put on yourself. Other than that, there are no limitations. There is nothing that can stop you when you know what you have to do and how to do it comes along. You don't need to even know how.
Yeah. You obviously have a very direct and intense connection with the dragons. Are you, if there's no right or wrong answer, but if you're comfortable, do you want to connect to them now and
if
emit?
it's okay with everyone, I could connect with them right now and we can do a clearing. So
whatever comes.
Yeah, if you can, you tell me which dragon.
Well, I would just say this: appeal to the dragon energy that you're so close to, and see what happens.
Okay.
Whatever they want to tell us, they'll tell us. Whatever dragons are involved will be involved, and let them tell us what's going on or what they have to say.
Well, we have the solar dragon with us, and they would like to present us with a energy clearing. So if you can maybe just put the picture there, I'll conduct the session as it comes through because it has the codes, the yellow one.
All right, hang on, I got it. Just give me a second. 1 second.
And well, this one is the solar dragon.
I know which one it is. Hang on.
Not just for the solar plexus. They want to help us today to clear the pineal, whatever you call it, the pineal gland, the center, to lift the veil and to go past the illusions that we have been signing up for all this time. That's what
that one there. That one. Is that it?
I don't see it. I see myself.
It's there.
It's there?
Solar? Yeah, it's there.
So I think you can just remove me from the screen. It's okay. I don't need to be there.
No, they can see it. They can see it. Hang on. Hang on.
If you can
Yeah.
just put all of it on the main.
How's that? You see it?
I don't see it. Yeah. No.
It's there. It's there.
Okay, so you see the codes clearly?
Yeah.
Okay, so you ready?
Yes.
So with everyone there, with your permission, I will call in the solar dragon. And if you can just close your eyes and bring your attention to the center of your heart. We call to the solar dragon to join us today for this clearing, for everyone who gives permission for this to be done. Take a deep breath in the center of your hearts and expand this energy all around you. As I now call to all of our ascension team and the dragons from the four directions, the elemental dragons from all four directions to be present here, the dragons from above and below to hold space for each and every one here receiving this clearing today. Take a deep breath in the center of your heart, and as you breathe out, expand your central column, the ascension column that runs through like a pillar of light from the center of our bodies, going all the way up through the crown into the galactic center, through the higher dimensions, and at the same time going through the central column all the way down into the heart of the earth. So we take one more breath and we expand our pillar of light and we connect all the way up into the galactic center and connect all the way down into the earth so that we stay centered and grounded and balanced all throughout this clearing. As I now call to the solar dragon to step in for this clearing for the pineal gland, as the energies flow through, open your hearts and give permission that today everything that is cleared for you will be for your highest and best good. Anything that you are ready to release today will be released. Anything that you resist will stay. So as the dragon now comes closer and focuses on the pineal gland, the energies start flowing, the flame is going through the frontal lobes, going all the way through the pineal, clearing any electromagnetic distortions, clearing the cultural programming, religious programming, anything that is limiting you from becoming all of who you are. As the dragon now lifts the veils of illusion, releasing and dissolving all cultural programming, all religious programming, any elemental attachments, any implants, we dissolve it now as we go deeper and deeper, clearing all blocks, moving into all of the brain centers, clearing any attachments, any negative infested energies, stagnation in any of the brain centers to be cleared, cleansed, dissolved, and repaired now. Balancing the left and right hemisphere of the brain. As the dragon energies flow through me, clearing. Oops, did you lose me?
You're good. Keep going. Keep
As the
going.
dragon energies now move into all the brain centers, cleansing, clearing, healing, dissolving all limitations, blocks, anything that does not serve you in the present moment is being dissolved now. Give permission and let go. Surrender all fears, surrender all belief systems, projections, any attachments, any resistance. Let go of resistance. As they now clear the frontal lobes, clearing any stagnant energy, crystallized thought forms, any negative, lower vibrational thought forms, any attachments, any spirit possessions. Clear the frontal lobe because everything that we perceive comes through the frontal lobes, moves into our subconscious and our conscious bodies. So we clear now, clear, heal, dissolve the frontal lobes, all of the brain centers, the left and right hemisphere of the brain, balancing, cleansing, healing. As this energy now moves into the medulla, clearing, cleansing all that is needed to clear from there, moving into the spinal column, dissolving, cleansing, healing the spinal fluids. As this energy now goes down into the root, clearing all fear-based programmings, negative conditioning, programming, belief systems that do not belong to you. Any energies that you hold from any person, place, or situation that is limiting you in this present moment, allow it to dissolve now and release it. And as this energy leaves all of your energy bodies, moving down through the central column, through the ascension pillar of light, going down through your body into the earth and into all the layers of the earth, into the bedrocks, into the crystalline layers, going all the way down into the earth. And just breathe in, and as you breathe out, allow all this that has been cleared today to dissolve and flow down into the earth to be transmuted. And know that anytime you need to release anything, you can send it all the way down into the earth. For Gaia helps us release unconditionally and transmutes, spontaneously transmutes all lower vibrations to higher frequency and returns it back to us as nourishment for our soul. And it can be done unintentional.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
As we now fully transmute all that we have sent down into the center of the earth, we now thank the planet. We now thank Mother Earth for assisting us. We thank the crystalline frequencies, the elementals. We thank the dragons for allowing us, for assisting us, helping us transmute all that was needed to go today.
Yeah.
We bring our attention back from the center of the earth through the central column back into our hearts.
Yeah.
Take a deep breath in the center of your heart and expand the energies that you have just received and expand it out. The higher vibrational codes, fully cleansed, cleared, healed, empowered. Now expand your energies into all of your energy bodies, the physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, going all the way up and all around you. Take another deep breath in the center of your heart, and now we release any excess energy that we will not be able to process. All that we have received, we keep. Any excess energy, center it back into your heart, and as you breathe out, send it back into the center of the earth with the intention that this energy be used for anyone that needs it today. Send it into the core, the center, the heart of Mother Earth, and release it. Make it available to anyone who needs this frequency today, who needs this cleansing, clearing with the dragons today to receive on any level that they ask for it to be done. And we ask that this process continues for as long as you need it to be, at the best level and speed for you, under grace, in perfect ways. We thank our solar dragon. We thank all the dragons present today. With deep gratitude, we know that everything that has just been done for us is in full manifestation starting now. And so it is.
So it is.
We thank you, and we ask the dragons to step back as we step back from their energies, and we release you. We ask you to be with us, guide us, assist us, protect us at all times, and so it is. As I now
So
wrap
it
you
is.
in these galactic energies into the dragon flames, I ask for this clearing to be fully sealed and sustained for all time to come.
Yeah.
And so it is.
So it is. Thank you. Thank you. Well,
Thank you.
thank you. Let's do it again next month. This month.
Sure.
Latter part of this month. Thank
Sure.
you so
I'd love
much.
to. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Wishing you all peace, power, protection, big ass love.
All right, back
Peace
to
out.
you with the dragon fires be with you forever.